What's good, guys? STERWiN here, and we are back with another episode of the Storm Silver Pokemon Go Challenge. In today's episode, man, do we have a lot to talk about. We have so much to talk about. I am just going to go ahead and get on into it. So, first of all, I know that it has been about a week and a half, something like that, since the first episode of this came out, and I apologize for that. I've kind of been absent from Let's Plays entirely throughout that time. In fact, the last Let's Play episode that came out was the Wheel Lock, and that was actually recorded before the first episode of this. So this is my first time actually recording any Let's Play footage in about a week and a half. So first of all, I'm sorry if I'm out of it a little bit in terms of, you know, just getting the flow of things going here. But I just wanted to be upfront with that and apologize for my absence on that part. Most of it is due to the Pokemon Theory video that I just had go up a couple days ago. I guess it was technically yesterday morning. Very early yesterday morning. That took a lot of time to put together. There's a lot of editing and stuff. I really tried to really make something special out of that video. So, yeah, I hope you go check it out, and hope you guys enjoy that. But we'll get to talking about that a little bit further on. So, in my time off from recording Let's Plays, I have figured out what I want, and one of my Pokemon has Pokerus. That's cool. I mean, it doesn't necessarily do me a whole lot of good, but that's cool that it actually happened. Sorry, back to the thought. In my time away from the series, I realized what I want more my channel to be, and what I want this series to be in particular. You know, I've already got the Pokemon Black Wheel Lock going on. That's going to be our main Let's Play on the channel. It's not going anywhere. I'm not abandoning Let's Plays or anything like that. But that's going to be our main Let's Play. After that, I've got this new series, Pokemon Thoughts and Theories. That rhymed. I've got that going on where, you know, we're just going to talk about new Pokemon news and some theories and speculation that I've come up with. Right now I'm in the middle of doing a 3-part series on the trial captains for the Alola region. So that's the role for that, and the role for the Wheel Lock is our main Let's Play. But this just kind of was there. It was a cool idea that I had that I wasn't sure was really going to work on the channel. So what I've decided is that I'm going to use this series, this game, kind of as more of a talky series. This is where, like, if I've got something on my mind and want to record something and just talk to you guys, this is where we're going to do it. If I've got updates on the channel, for instance, like today's episode, you know, we'll talk about it here. That way, you know, you don't just have to look at me on webcam or something, or just look at a blank screen or something like that. You know, something nice and easy that I can quickly put together, you know, in the editing process and get out to you guys. That's a little bit more interesting than just, you know, me sitting there talking about what's going to be happening. Okay, Elm, you need to calm down. So that's basically what this is going to be. It's not going to be a consistent thing, I don't think. You know, seeing as it's a casual Let's Play anyways, I just figured that it would be nice, you know, to use it as just that, a very casual thing where, you know, I just talk to you guys or update you on what's going on. That being said, I said earlier that I was working on a 3-part series on the trial captains, and I've got some pretty deep stuff, some pretty deep speculation here that I'm really interested in getting put down in a script and recording for you guys, and sharing, you know, potential secrets with you guys that, you know, Game Freak or Pokemon may be hiding. But I hear that we're supposed to get more Pokemon Sun and Moon information on Thursday, August 12th. So I've only gotten the first part out of that. And that first part was mainly just talking about the locations of each of the trial captains. That I ended up getting wrong, but I fixed it by the end of the recording, so it's all good. And that took me like 20 plus hours in editing to get all of that stuff going on, you know, like, just to make it look good. So it'll be interesting, but I've got a lot of work that I've got to put in over the next couple of days to really start getting the beginning of that project going. And so that's kind of why I've been absent from doing Let's Plays. Not that Let's Plays are difficult or time-consuming to record most of the time, but I've just been so engrossed with this series and making it happen the way I want it to. You know, I want it to be good. If I'm going to do something like that where I'm, you know, coming up with my own information, essentially. Well, not necessarily coming up with my own, but, you know, coming up with my own theories and stuff like that, and stuff that people don't have to believe anyways, and probably don't want to believe. Yeah, I might as well make it a good quality video and an entertaining thing to watch. So I'm really trying to do right by you guys by putting out a product that you're actually going to enjoy watching. Also, I'm potentially thinking about going back to school for video editing and video production and that sort of stuff. So, you know, kind of stretching my limbs there and seeing what I can already do without necessarily having to go to school and pay money to learn about that stuff. So that's where I've been for the last several days, last week or so. But like I said, it's probably going to go on for the rest of this week in trying to really get that put together. So the Let's Plays are probably going to have to take a back seat a little bit. There's one other thing. Oh, right. So I am recording this on Sunday. And this morning, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have this uploaded by the end of the day. But this morning, apparently the hacker 4chan has struck again. And someone has apparently leaked the entire Pokédex for Pokemon Sun and Moon. And don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. But I have not seen all of it. I've seen a few thumbnails on YouTube that have kind of given some stuff away. But, you know, overall, this is just... I can't believe that it's actually happening. That someone who's had access to the entire Pokédex has been able to leak it on 4chan. It just blows me away how something like that could even happen. I'm going to do my best to avoid looking at it. Just because I want some stuff to be a surprise when we get there, you know? But with the way the internet works, you know, it's either I've got to avoid social media for the next 3.5 months, or, you know, like, I don't know what to do. You can be rest assured I won't spoil anything on my channel from it if I do happen to come across stuff. Like I said, I've seen a little bit, and from the little bit that I've seen, it looks legit. So I just don't know at this point, you know, what really to think about it. I don't like it. You know, I think that by leaking this kind of information, you've really kind of drug down the, I don't want to say quality because that's wrong, but the hype kind of dies down a lot quicker. You know, like I just said it at the end of that last Pokemon Theories video that, you know, we have to appreciate what Pokemon and Game Freak are doing with the promotion of these games, because they've been so good about giving you a little bit but not everything. And so they give you just enough to kind of whet your palate a little bit and, you know, really make you interested in what's going to be happening in this game and everything. But then you look back on it and, like, until this last trailer that we got, we had no idea what the game was even about. We'd basically seen Pokemon, and that we're going to be in Hawaii. I mean, that's like the extent of what we got. I mean, we've got Tapu Koko. So we know that there are likely 4 guardians that, you know, watch over each island, and that at some point we have to battle all of them. But other than that, you know, we didn't know anything about what we were going to be doing in the game. Then this new trailer comes out, and now we know that there are trial captains and stuff, and, you know, we're going to be doing those things and fighting some Pokemon and then fighting the kahuna of each island. But still, and this is part of what that theory is about. I highly doubt that that's the entire game. I definitely feel like there's going to be a much thicker, more interesting plot to this game than in any Pokemon game we've seen to this date. So hopefully, you know, we don't get anything based on that. But with all of the theories that I've seen so far and some of the theories that I've crafted myself, if we see all of the Pokemon, then that's really going to tell us a lot about, you know, if there's some, you know, basically if some of these theories are true, if they're, you know, if it busts some of these theories, those sorts of things. And I don't know. It's going to make for an interesting 3.5 months, knowing that, you know, if this stuff is confirmed, that this information is out there. But on the other side of it, you know, it's hard to sit there and look at this leak and think, oh, that's fake. Because you know how much time it would take to fake 103 new Pokemon? Like, I know that in and of itself is a spoiler, and so I'm sorry for that, but you know, I don't know if it's 103 new, like, total, or 103 is the new Pokemon that we don't already know of. So basically what it comes down to is either we have 103 new Pokemon or 156 new Pokemon, I think is what I counted earlier. I think we already know like 43 new Pokemon in addition, like if you add in like the Alola forms, and if you count Oricorio's forms as 4 different Pokemon, then it comes out to, I believe, 153 if you add those 2 numbers. So I don't know if that's the case, or, you know, what the deal is there. But that's insane to think about. You know, I don't necessarily feel like the number of Pokemon is that big a spoiler. It is indeed a spoiler, because now we kind of know what to expect. But at the same time, I mean, if you know that there are 150 new Pokemon, then, you know, cool. No, math would make it 146, not 156. 146. But anyway, you know, if there are 140 new Pokemon, then and we only know 43 of them, then there's so much more to discover. But at the same time, if people are going to leak all of them, then what's the point? You know, other than we get 140 new Pokemon to play around with, which is cool. But, you know, I don't know. I don't like that people with that kind of access would abuse it in such a way. I think it's really bad for business. You know, I don't want to say that the hype for this game is going to die off before it's released, but that was a lot of what, you know, what was cool about the way they were promoting this game is, like, we've seen 40 Pokemon. Like, how insane is that? We have seen 40 brand new Pokemon, you know, if you count all of the Zygarde forms and all of the Oricorio forms as different Pokemon. That's 40 new designs. And we're still 3.5 months out. Like, you know, we can only imagine, are they going to give us the whole Pokédex up front, like, before the game is released? Because that's what it seems like they're doing with 43, you know, released designs or whatever. And still, like, there's the other part of it, like, if they're showing us 43 Pokemon, how many new Pokemon are there going to be? You know, that was it was a cool thing to think about and really see what could come of, you know, the new Pokemon and the new region and everything. And like I said, there's also the aspect of, you know, if you got the legendaries or maybe certain other Pokemon, if they show off, like, if the Pokédex includes, like, Megas or anything like that, you know, then we're fighting with trying to, you know, whatever, like, we got, I don't know, like, there are so many people out there that are like, are there going to be Megas? Are there not going to be Megas? Like, I'm so scatterbrained right now as to what to think about this because, like, you know, as a fan of Pokemon, as a child at heart, I really want to see the new Pokemon as soon as possible. But I know that if I see all of the new Pokemon, then I'm not going to see any new Pokemon until the, you know, I mean, that's it. I won't see any new Pokemon until the next generation or until they introduce new Alola forms or whatever, like, you know, when they introduce new Megas for Oris. You know, so there's that part of it that, like, I don't want to see them all because I want to be surprised still, but at the same time, I want to see all of the new Pokemon. And so it's really weird, and there are people out there that are already making videos about it, and I don't want to watch their videos, but every time I flip through, I see thumbnails and people spoiling things in thumbnails, which I understand why people do every once in a while, because, you know, if someone's flipping through their through their sub box and they see, you know, something that's like, oh, what is that? Then, you know, they're more apt to try and actually, you know, I'm sorry, I was definitely trying to read there because I forgot I had to go to Sprout Tower. I'm going to start that sentence over again. People do it because when viewers see that in their sub box, they see something they're unfamiliar with, they want to check it out and see what, you know, what's actually going on with it. And so, you know, that's why people spoil things in thumbnails. It's unfortunate because there are people like me who really don't want to see more than what Pokemon is trying to show us, because, you know, part of it is I respect Game Freak and Pokemon for the way that they're handling this promotion. But at the same time, you really want to see the information. So, you know, I don't necessarily know what the best course of action there is. I don't want to believe that this is real, mainly because I don't want to believe that someone at Pokemon could have screwed up that badly. But I also don't want to, have everything spoiled for me, and if, stuff lines up with different theories or whatever, then all of the theories and everything take a hit. And, part of building the hype for a game is not knowing what's going to happen and speculating on what might happen. And so I feel like it just kind of ruins some of the fun of getting excited for this game. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know what to think about that. I'm sure I'll craft more theories and whatnot as we go, or figure out better what I do and don't want to see and what's important. But I just feel like by releasing the entire Pokédex, there is so much that is spoiled by that. Like, you might be thinking, oh, well, it's just the Pokemon. It's not like they're spoiling what happens in the game or anything like that. But, when you're talking about theories about, well, if this type of legend, if we've got this sort of plot or whatever in the game, then this sort of legendary is going to be there, or, this is what, because I'll just give you one of my thoughts, or I guess it's speculation, I suppose, but, I've kind of thought that, we'll likely see 4 Guardians, 1 for each island. And obviously Tapu Koko and probably the rest of the Guardians resemble some sort of totem pole. I'm going to finish that thought after we see Bunsen evolve here. There we go. Nice and Quilava. Oh, sorry for that. So we've got these 4 Guardians. One of my thoughts is that they'll likely have to come together, so you may have to catch all of the 4 legendaries, and then they come together to create a totem pole Pokemon or something of that nature in order to summon Solgaleo and Lunala, or the 3rd legendary, or something of that nature. And if they actually kind of come together, kind of like Kyurem with Reshiram or Zekrom, and create a new totem pole Pokemon, if that's in the Pokédex, then that entirely ruins that, that thing. Like, that plot line is ruined because we've seen this new totem pole Pokemon that is made up of the Guardians of the 4 islands. Like I said, I haven't seen the leak, so I have no idea if that's true. But, if it is, then, we've had that entire speculation about what the Guardians are or anything like that completely ruined for us. So, yeah, I don't know what to think. I don't know if I'll look at them eventually or whatnot, but at this point, I'm just kind of talking in circles, partially because I want to get through Sprout Tower in this episode, but if Poliwag wants to put us to sleep and whatnot, I don't know why I'm using a level 5 Luna, other than Bunsen is weak to it. But Bunsen's also level 15. This has basically been a solo run with Bunsen. And it probably will be for quite a while until we can start getting Pokemon within our, 6 types that are actually worth using. Because I thought about it, and with Luna, we'd have to evolve it into Umbreon or Flareon. And I already named it Luna, so we're going to evolve it into Umbreon. But it's like, you have to evolve by friendship, and then you have to play at night, and those two things don't necessarily work out in a series where you're only playing maybe once a week. So, I don't know. But for now, Bunsen's carrying the torch. And yeah, I think we're just going to have to leave it off right in the middle of this Sprout Tower. Just because I don't have anything else to talk about. And like I said towards the beginning of the series, or beginning of this episode, this is kind of what this theory is going to be. Theory. Oh my gosh, I'm so scatterbrained right now because of this leak, guys. That's what this series is going to be. So, yeah, we're about 25 minutes into it anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to get on out of here, and I'll catch you guys a little later on.